up, YouTube? We made it. It's episode 47 of Discussion Combustion. We're coming to you from Denver, Colorado. As always, we're stoked. We put in the time. We put in the effort. We did drop last week's episode. Turned out pretty good, I thought. We learned some things. We're trying a couple different things tonight. We're running 3 cameras. Arthur, as always, he's in the building with me.
Doing it.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's real exciting. So, what do you think, man? We're here.
Yeah, I mean, guys, you know, it was a bit of a progression getting to this point of going video. I mean, tonight's really only the second night that we're doing a video recording. It's a whole new dynamic. It's a whole new thing. So it's a lot of fun.
It really is, man. This is a whole new avenue for us. We're learning as we go. We've had some tremendous support from our listeners over the years. Or over the year, I should say.
Yeah, just 1 year.
We're just over that 1 year mark.
1 year.
Right at 1 year, we decided to go video. So appreciate all you guys that have been tuning in on all those platforms. You know, if you're just listening, head over to YouTube, go to the Discussion Combustion Podcast channel so you never miss an episode. And now you can, throw it on your TV, sit back. It's like you're here in the room with us.
Hey, we're just friends sitting here chatting, talking, wanting to have a good time, and that's kind of the basis of what we are at Discussion Combustion. Kevin and I have been friends for over 10 years, and we've always had really organic conversations that would just carry on. And so why not make a show out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we get to do what we love. We've got to talk to some great people across this table, hence the name of the podcast. And, man, when was the last time we did a solo?
It's been over 5-6 weeks or something like that.
I think it was the first of the year we did it.
It's been a little bit.
Our New Year's special, we've been running guests hard. So we had this on the calendar, March 4th, 2020. Here we are.
It's the 4th.
It's the 4th. This is the solo launch. And we're ready to rip tater chip, man.
Believe and achieve it. And, yeah, we're just happy to have everybody here with us. It's been quite a journey. We're going to keep on chit-chatting, and we don't script any of this. We're just having organic conversations. And if you're interested in coming on Discussion Combustion, hit us up on the discussioncombustion@gmail.com. We're more than happy to entertain people as guests. We want to talk to any and everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of ways to get in touch with us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all under DCPC or Discussion Combustion. We are everywhere. So if you're in the Denver area, if you're passing through, you want to get on a great podcast, this is the spot for you. It was built about any and everybody. That mission remains the same. Now that we've gotten some of the kinks worked out with some of this, we can get back to scheduling guests, get this thing rolling again. And, of course, this wouldn't be possible without our tremendous support from our sponsors.
Yes.
Discussion Combustion, as always, is brought to you by Mountain Made CBD. Head on over to mountainmade.life to stock up on all your crystal clear CBD products. It's crystal clear CBD designed to fuel the activated lifestyle.
And it's a company that we could get behind. They're here to give you a higher milligram dosage of CBD that is crystal clear. You have your build in the morning, your boost in the afternoon, and your recovery at night. And if you buy any one of those products right now, you could get a $3 puff, which is a CBD joint pre-roll that's THC free.
Yeah, that's right. The puff, guys, it's going strong. They're pushing it hard. I've yet to try it. I'm excited to give it a go. But again, Mike's running a special right now over at mountainmade.life. If you purchase any one of the Crystal Clear CBD products, you get to try the THC-free CBD pre-roll for only $3. It's a pretty good deal.
It is a good deal. They have workout plans as well. They have an active lifestyle in mind. They have a Mountain Made mob. So they're really doing a lot of things, but they're doing everything that they're doing right. And that's what I believe in. So definitely, like Kevin said, and like we all need to do, go check out mountainmade.life, a CBD company that's doing things the right way in the new CBD market.
That's right. And be sure to follow them on all social media platforms as well. It's really fun to follow them on Instagram. They're always showing what the brand ambassadors are doing, what all the athletes are doing. Pretty cool to follow those guys. Mountain Made's blowing up. If you want them on your shelves, they are shipping nationwide. So anywhere that could sell CBD, you could have the Mountain Made Crystal Clear CBD product on your shelf. Just be sure to hit them up over at mountainmade.life.
Absolutely. And that's hashtag go like hell. We're also brought to you by Wild Outdoor Adventures. That's Wild Outdoor Adventures, WOAMEET.com.
That's right. It's an online outdoor activity community designed to help any and everybody. Hope for Teens Project, Hope for Veterans, helping Colorado entrepreneurs, small businesses. Really, the idea of WOA is to connect people, and by doing so is to get them outdoors, get them away from the screens, as Arthur likes to say. Connecting people in a different way, and it's really fun. They have a lot of great things coming up. It's free to sign up over at WOAMEET.com. Head on over there, sign up for free. You got nothing to lose. Check out some of the great activities they have
Tons
coming
of
up.
activities.
They got
Tons of activities.
Backpacking trips coming up, guys. I might even attend one of those. It might be kind of fun.
Hell yeah.
You know, always innovating over at WA. Kevin's working on unveiling a program for small businesses to advertise at a very affordable rate through his profile. And the reach that WA has is tremendous.
It is. And it's an easy to use website. You know, get out into the world. You're going to feel some positive vibes. Get out into the world with people with similar interests. It's a great place to explore the beautiful state of Colorado. So if you're just swinging by, you're looking for something to do, that's a great place to do it.
Yep, I would absolutely agree. And that's less dreaming, more exploring, wild outdoor adventures.
Yeah, man, if it wasn't for our sponsors, man, we love you guys over there. Kevin, Mike, both you guys kick it in the rumpus.
That's right.
And it is episode 47.
47, man. Here we are.
You know, it's been a journey. You know, the whole podcast thing. I mean, I don't want to talk about the podcast, this whole episode of the podcast, but it has been a journey, and we've definitely been staying consistent, and it just feels good. It feels good to be doing something that hopefully has a positive impact on the world and, you know, helps people through their day to day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the very least, it helps me, man. It breaks up the monotony of the week.
Yeah.
It gives me an opportunity to sit across this table and have great conversations with people. So, I mean, I'm sure you guys can hear the gratitude that we have and just the love that we have for what we do here at DCPC has been really tremendous. And looking forward to getting right back at it, man.
It's 2020. And, you know, I turned 33 this month, man.
Yeah, you're getting up there, bro.
I'm going to be that 33 trip twomp. I don't even know if that's a thing. A trip twomp?
33, huh?
No, that's not a thing.
I'm going to be 31 in June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny as you grow older, as time progresses, how, you know, your priorities change. We kind of talked about this last week a little bit, but, you know, I'm fighting off a little cold right here, man. I got this little this little thing going on here.
It's not the coronavirus, is it?
It's not I don't have shortness of breath. I'm not fevering. I'm not coughing constantly. It's kind of just a little nasal thing. So I'm getting through it. It's day 2. I feel fine, you know, with like a Dayquil or something, you know, just take one. Mm-hmm. And, but yeah, the coronavirus, man, is definitely going places, and it's probably going to go everywhere. I mean, I'm not trying to scare people, but it's kind of like a flu, you know? So the flu kills more people annually than the coronavirus has, or because it's been around longer. So it's really, if you're, you know, 50, 60 plus with previous health conditions, then
that's what they're saying that is the highest risk as far as the death rate goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, man. I was reading the statistics. It's almost 100,000 cases now, I think, worldwide, and they're saying about 3.4%. 3.4% or something like that is what the death rate is on that. So was that 3,400 people out of 100,000? Majority of those coming in, I believe, Asia, China and those areas. I know South Korea reported a few, and I saw, one of the countries over there is saying that they're closing schools until March 15th.
Oh, Japan.
Was it Japan?
Yeah, Japan is closing all of them. I thought it was for the whole month of March.
They may extend it.
You know, there's a lot of news out there, and some of the news is not real, obviously, but...
you mean fake news?
You know, I'd rather not accentuate that. I would say that the material isn't journalized properly.
That's a nicer way to put it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of, there's a lot of things going on with journalism and propaganda that has impacted people's opinions for quite a while.
Well, I mean, that's what it's there to do.
That's exactly what, I mean, the media in general changed the game when it started becoming, you had to wait 2-3 days to get your news. Back in, the 60s and the 70s. We go on Twitter now, and whatever's, trending around the world, we know about it instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but you don't know how true that actually
That's
is,
true.
too. People could just be putting opinions out there, and there's so many bots posting things as well to try to stir the pot. So what do you do as somebody that's out there to protect your mentality from getting sucked into these sort of propaganda bot thoughts?
Well, and what do they call it, clickbait? I mean, I see so many articles go up daily, of just clickbait, this outlandish headline that draws you in. You click on it, and it's like, what is this? This is nonsense. It's almost like The Onion.
If it sounds ridiculous, it's probably ridiculous, so you don't really need to, come on, let's use our best judgment. I feel like everybody instinctually kind of has like a knowledge of right and wrong.
Sure.
you know, so just try to pay attention to that.
Well, it was like when we had,
You know?
like when we had Mikey on a few weeks ago, he talked about, when you see something that's too good to be true, it probably is,
Yeah.
I
mean, that's how it always is. I mean, searching for jobs that like a year and a half ago, I was like looking for a good work from home sales gig that, could pay what I felt like I was worth. And there's a lot of them that just sounded too good to be true. And they were, it's not actual. It's like a pyramid scheme or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, work from home, couple hours a week, make $100,000, endless amounts. There's no cap to how much you can make. Usually all that is an indication of, I don't know about all this.
Yeah. If you want to live life the easy way, then your life is going to be hard. And that's not my quote. I was listening to some motivational speeches. Occasionally I'll do that on the bus, listen to some motivational stuff on my way in, and just try to get my mind right for the day, because the life is forever bearing and it's for always ever happening, even after our life ends. So like you got to like sometimes choose how you're trying. How do you want to handle the day? Because we can control our attitudes, and so that's something that even though I'm aware of, I constantly have to remind myself of it, because it's easy just to stray off into a thought of negativity, or letting something bother me, or taking something personally when I shouldn't have.
It happens. It definitely happens. My first week back to work, kind of struggling with some things there.
Yeah.
Some things that got to get my hands around. There's always things I can do better, and innovate and learn. I've been doing this a long time. You kind of get caught up in ways that are.
Yeah, maybe you have some habits that you need to break.
Yeah, I think there's some of that there for sure, man.
Yeah.
It's just a part of it. When you've done something for so long, things innovate. The way that you do things kind of change a little bit, and it's easy to, not want to adapt and change to certain things. I don't want to say I'm stuck in my ways, but in some ways I kind of am. But yeah, it's just a matter of getting back on the horse, regrouping, getting back out there. That's really all we can do.
You got to do it, man. You can't just like let one thing happen and then stay stuck on that moment.
Right.
Because that doesn't do any good for you. It's good for you to stay stuck on that moment long enough to where you can dissect it and critique it and be aware of it and learn from it. But to just stay stuck on a moment forever just doesn't do any good for anyone. I'm saying if I can't think through it in 15 minutes, then I'm spending way too much time on it.
So 15 minutes is the limit for, okay, if it's now minute 16, I'm moving on. I'm thinking about something else.
Well, you should be able to. We haven't even been talking 15 minutes, and there's a lot of things that we've covered in this time. It's just, I feel like 15 minutes is a pretty good phone conversation. Like selling on phone sales, when I used to do that, I would have a credit check done within like 5 to 7 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like, lightning fast.
Yeah, I never ran any credit checks, man, but I'll say this. I try to turn the page as quickly as I can. That's something I've gotten better at my older age. I used to bog myself down with, beating myself up, dragging out comments. The ability to adapt and overcome quickly is something that has come with age.
Yeah.
And I'm still not good at it all the time. I'm still being tested with different scenarios and things like that. But now that I'm in my 30s, I feel like, turning the page on an issue is becoming a little bit easier, and being okay, lick your wounds. Let's move on. Let's keep digging, because the sun's going to come up tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully.
As long as the coronavirus doesn't get you. And even so, the sun will still come up.
You're still more likely to get sick from the normal flu.
That's true. That's true.
So
but they're
just
saying,
take care of yourselves. Be careful out there, because the flu is real.
I really do feel like
and more people are affected annually.
It reminds me of when SARS was a big thing. You remember SARS back in 2004, I think it was, the severe acute respiratory syndrome?
Pretty sure its numbers were lower, though.
They probably were lower, but just the way it spread in the scare tactic. And that was before, before the social media impact. So what I didn't like about it is, and I don't know the severity of it, I'm not a medical expert. They're saying it's spreading at a rate we've never seen before. There's cases, there was 29 people tested for it here in Colorado. None of them came back with it.
That's good.
But you have people in Seattle. I think there was like 9 deaths from it up there.
I know there's definitely the first death I thought was in Seattle for sure.
First death was definitely in Seattle. I think there's been some more up there, which would indicate to me that that's coming in probably from the airport, or, from the international waters.
Well, British Columbia, I know, has
like
a lot.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. When you look at the map, they have that map and it shows all the red areas on it. It seems like the coastal areas are very red around the coast of America, and now it's starting to trickle in. There's some cases in Ohio and places like that, I think.
Well, it's probably going to reach everywhere by late April.
But when does it stop? I mean, it's like the flu season is what, from September to
Well, I guess we don't know, just based on this mutation or this form of it, like what the lifespan is. I mean, one person I remember in Japan got sick, got rid of it, and then got it again pretty soon after, which is interesting, because if you think your body would now have an immunity to it, and that's why you got rid of it in the first place. So there's a lot of questions, and whenever anything new happens, just like people fear what they don't know or understand, and that's why there's so much about it, because people don't quite fully understand it.
Well, yeah, and people are easily, like we said, they're easily influenced by news. We don't really know the severity of it. But what I don't like is when the World Health Organization, they're putting out the numbers, which is all well and good, but we have members of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, coming out saying everybody needs to stock up on a month's worth of toilet paper, hand sanitizer, meals, almost like doomsday prepping a little bit. And I work in the grocery business, so I see the impact that's having.
No wonder the week's also been a shit show for you.
It's
coronavirus scare 101.
Dude, it's crazy. I'm telling you, guys go to your local grocery stores right now, you're going to see toilet paper's
some lacking
white.
Product, yeah.
Hand sanitizer, good luck finding that. Bulk foods, like the big packs of ramen, gone. I mean, people are stocking up, man. They're freaking out.
They are, man. I mean, it's like most things in life. I feel like it's good to be aware of what's happening, and it's good to pay attention to it, but you still got to live your life.
Yes.
So you shouldn't be precautious, maybe wash your hands more frequently, make some little changes, but you don't even know if you're going to get sick.
That's just it.
So it's like why prevent yourself from enjoying life and your time for something that might not even happen, until be prepared for it. But at the same time, don't overstress yourself about it, because if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Right?
There's only so much you can do. I mean, my dad's flying to Phoenix this weekend for the NASCAR race. He's going to be going through the airport and stuff. He's an older guy. Dad's, mid to late 60s. So they say he's at a higher risk, but he travels a lot. I'm in grocery stores, airplanes, things like that. And I get sick. I always feel like I get sick in the month of January every year. I'll get the cold or something. Yeah.
I mean, I at least get sick once a year. Usually it's something that I kick within a week or two that doesn't really have me down at all, But I picture, I affirm to myself, and I have been for years, that my white blood cells are fighting the good fight always, and that they're super strong.
That's believing in achievement. In your immune system.
I constantly am picturing myself, and for the longest time I would try to picture stem cells just regenerating in my body and helping me stay healthy and feeling being health problem free, so it's probably not happening, but it's a good thought to have, my body's healing itself, and I'm believing that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say your body believes what you tell it.
Yeah.
I think to an extent. I mean, a little bit of that's probably affirmation, but I mean, you can only tell yourself so much, but I don't think there's any wrong or negative effect on doing that.
I mean, there could be if you're being unrealistic.
Well, sure.
Anything
within reason, right?
Yeah. I mean, but whose reason are you talking about?
Well, everybody's got a different reason.
Dude, and my reason is different than yours probably.
Yeah, but my reason's usually the right reason.
Well, my reason's the right way.
I don't know about all that.
Okay, well, my reason is like a raisin. It's a grape that's just dried out.
Okay. All right. We can roll with that, I guess. A grape that's just dried out like a raisin?
Yeah, I was trying to do a raisin, the wordplay. I spit some freestyles on the car ride over here, and I don't talk about it much. I used to want to pursue a hip hop career, of being an artist with a voice.
Article. You still have some stuff available on YouTube for the listeners?
I do, and I actually have some newer tracks that I gotta upload. They're for promo only. I didn't make the beats. They're just sitting there. Probably wouldn't take me that long, so I gotta get those out there. And they're powerful tracks, though, man. They talk about kind of overcoming things. And if I was to rap nowadays, it would be as strong. When I was coming in, I was like, what's the topic? What do I rap about? And it's more about persevering and overcoming obstacles and taking the loss and learning from a loss and And that's kind of just where my mindset's at right now. Of, you know, coming out of my 20s, it was kind of rough, and going into my 30s, you know, I guess that flip switched where now I'm seeing what my priorities should be, and not only that, but I'm wanting to make them priorities. And so it feels good to be coming out of woodwork and you know, kind of tackling life, and instead of letting life tackle me, man.
Are you thinking about maybe writing some new lyrics around that principle and what you've experienced through that?
Well, so I did like 5 or 6 tracks that I recorded a couple years ago that were based on that, but that would probably be my overall subject line. I mean, that's just something that I can feel within, and I feel like a lot of people could relate to, you know, not having a perfect day and doing what they can to make it the day that they want it to be. You know, that's what I would try to centralize music around, probably something around there.
That's one thing, you know, the Ridge Runners, we've been a little bit of we call it hiatus, if you will. You know, we still get together with the guys, but when we write, it's sometimes hard to get out of a routine of songwriting, you know, and that's why so many bands, you can, okay, that's this band, that band, you can hear it. It's a familiarity.
Yeah.
But when writing lyrics, I struggle with getting out of a box with it. You know, my songs typically are around drinking, women, kind of your country music kind of titles.
Yeah.
We've written a few about family and friends and things like that, but it's easy to get stuck in what's familiar to write, what's easy to relate to. You know, I want to get better at writing about something like that, a little more in depth, a little bit more, you know, relatable across the board. Everybody's had a heartbreak or a hard day and drinking over this and that. That's easy stuff, but I want to write about other things.
Well, I gain inspiration from this comment from Tupac, watching one of his videos back in the day, like how he would write lyrics and talk about lyrics, and he would tell stories of people that he knew, and he would tell stories with his music. So I guess my advice would be to think about somebody or something that you gain inspiration from, and write a story about that person or about that thing that inspires you.
Yeah.
And then that way, you know, because music is a form of expression of self or storytelling. It could be so many different things.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, it really can. And that's what's great about it. So many songs can be interpreted differently too. You know, I could play a song, you could feel something from it. Somebody else could feel something, and I'm like, well, I looked at it this way.
Yeah.
It's like art. They say, you know, everybody has different appreciation for it. And I think that's the beauty of it, you know. Some people take to it, some people hate on it, some people relate to it. But hey, it's out there. It's available.
It is, and it can be inspiring because music is a way of like speaking your soul. Like if you ever seen like a guitar player just really, you know, they get so into it, or a drummer just getting into it, you know, you could tell that they're losing themselves in that music, and they're like lost lost in the metronome.
It's pretty exciting to watch though when you see someone that's doing something that they love. You know, they're in that zone, you know, whether you're watching a performer or a comedian, whatever. It's pretty exciting to watch that. So, you know, it's inspiring too.
It is. So we didn't do too many Would You Rathers last week. Usually I like to throw those up. But last
week was kind of an interesting episode. It was a great episode.
I had a lot of questions.
For who?
For Megan.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things that branched off that I wanted to talk about there.
Well, I mean, we put a lot on our guest last week. You guys haven't heard 46 with Megan.
Yeah.
We decided to release the video of that, but
we weren't too sure. That was just a rough draft.
Because she walked into the studio not even knowing that this was going to be a YouTube video project.
Well,
she had no idea.
Should say rough draft video. Like we were going to do the audio regardless.
Audio was dropping regardless, but we decided to drop her video. She did terrific. But yeah, the episode flew by, so we didn't get to do any Would You Rather. So what do you got this week?
Well, I was trying to think of some to make us think. Or make you think, because I already thought about them.
All right.
All right, so the first one I have here is if time's not an issue, let's say time is not an issue, you know, and you got to travel to your vacation destination, are you going to road trip, or are you going to fly, or by boat if that's an option?
Road trip, fly, or boat?
Yeah, to get to your destination, if you can, on a vacation, you're going to vacation destination.
It could be all those things. Because you could.
Well, I suppose you're right.
You could road trip to the airport. You could fly to ocean
But
port,
then it's not a would you rather.
and then you could boat to the final destination.
Well, I guess it depends where you want to go. Let's say that it's in the continental United States or somewhere in North or South America, so you can drive the whole way.
I'm going to take boating.
You're going to take boating?
Yeah, because I think it's a slow, and I was on a cruise once.
So how big of a boat, though, are you talking about?
Big enough to accommodate, some sleep.
Like the Diamond Princess?
No, that's too big. I was on a Carnival. I was on a Carnival cruise. I don't remember what year it was. That thing was enormous. But it's got everything on there. You want food, booze, entertainment. Cruise ships are fun, man, but I wouldn't want to be on right now because of the coronavirus.
Well,
all these cruise ships are like quarantine.
Yeah.
All these people are getting sick and spreading around their illness.
Shush. I mean, it's a lot, man. So personally, I would want to road trip it because I have a lot of good memories growing up road tripping with my pops and my family and stuff. And then you get to really see the land that you're traveling, Take your time. You get to drive, I would personally want a road trip.
Do you remember when we did that road trip from Phoenix back here to Denver?
But that wasn't like a road trip. That was more like a 14-hour sprint.
I mean,
like it was kind of like, okay, we ran out of time and it's time to go back and we're doing it all in one run.
We left Phoenix at 5 a.m. We pulled into Denver at like 8:30 that night.
I just remember the sun was down.
I remember hallucinating on the last hour of the drive.
What did you see?
I would just start driving up the exit thinking it was the highway.
But
you don't remember that?
Oh wait, you did that once.
Yeah, I thought that's where the highway went. I was just like, oh,
that was
and I played it off
near Castle Rock.
I played it off. I was like, we're gonna get off here for a moment.
Oh, you didn't let me know?
No, I didn't want to freak you out.
Oh, jeez, it's okay.
We made it though. We were here.
Still did it. That was a fun thing. But yeah, road tripping. I would want to do it in a in like a RV, like a van. Where we could swap drivers. So it's not always the same driver, but you got like a couch in there. It's kind of
that's always been one of my fears though, is to be in an RV and like your buddy's driving and then it goes off road or something and you're sleeping back there and you're bouncing around all of a sudden.
Well, you got to have somebody that's going to be responsible, of course. You can't just.
Well, but accidents happen.
But I mean, but if every precaution is taken, then it's less likely to happen. Like no long, like okay, you get 2.5 hours, then you're coming off the steering wheel.
I mean, if that's going to be the stipulation, then maybe.
I don't know. It could help.
It depends on where we're driving. I mean, are we driving through winter climates? Are we, dealing with extreme heat? Where are we at?
Wherever your vacation destination lies.
So what did you choose? So you're going road trip.
I would prefer to road trip.
And I'm going
in a
boating.
Big comfortable. So are you taking like, not like a yacht size boat? Like what kind of boat are you taking?
I mean, a yacht's a little much.
I mean,
it would be if I'd afford one. I would.
Just like something that can handle the ocean at least. Like an ocean cruiser, something that can handle the bigger waves and shit.
I mean, yeah, if it's going to be an ocean destination, because originally you were saying it had to be within the States. Now we're going international waters again.
Well, I mean, when I think about this stuff, I can't think about all the contingent.
All right.
Wherever your vacation destination lies.
I'm going to change my mind again.
Are you flying now?
Yeah, now I'm flying.
Emirates style, like the fucking first class shit?
No, I mean, I'm probably going to fly Southwest.
Okay. Because you have points.
I have points, and your bags fly free.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that works.
It just depends on where I'm going, though. If I'm flying internationally.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends how much. Do you want to have part of your vacation getting to the destination, or do you just want to vacation when you get to the destination?
Yeah, I just want to get there, I think.
Yeah.
But it depends, because I've done road trips to NASCAR races. I've flown to NASCAR races. I would much rather fly.
Yeah.
The thing is, when I drive, I can bring all my shit, my grill and everything else.
That is
true.
That is true. What would you guys do out there? Would you fly?
Yeah, what are you guys thinking?
Drive or?
Fly, drive, boat, walk.
Yeah.
I guess you could walk.
You could walk.
Depends on where you're going.
If you're trying to be like Forrest.
I don't know.
He ran across everything. In that
Tom
movie.
Hanks was a badass.
That was a good movie. I cried with the whole Castaway Wilson scene.
I watched that a couple weeks ago with my girlfriend, and I cried.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to admit it, man.
Yeah, it brings a little tear to my eye every time. Especially at the end, you can just feel the sadness. He thinks,
The desperation.
Yeah.
I forget at the end, because he does make it home.
Yeah, he makes it back home.
Yeah.
And I don't know, was he married at the time? It was either his wife or the woman.
Well, yeah, and then she had moved on.
She had moved on, and then he's like trying to
does he re-Wilson it?
I don't know if what do you mean?
Does he get another Wilson?
No, I don't think he gets another Wilson. I think he just kind of is like, all right, this is life now. Because the movie ends with him taking that package back with the wings on it to where, I don't know if it was in Texas or where it was, but I mean, good chunk.
Oh yeah, and he didn't open the package.
He didn't open it. He
time.
brought it to, it was like some farm or something. And then the movie just kind of ends with him like driving off into nothing.
Man, now that's a person that's dedicated to their job. What speculation? What if there was like, I'm sure there's a whole blog about what was in the package.
I don't think we ever found out what was in it. We just know that he delivered it.
I wonder if it was important or if it was like a porno mag or something.
It was probably maybe like curtains or something.
Or like a dish scrub brush.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. But Castaway was a great movie. Tom Hanks is always crushing it with films, dude. I haven't seen, what's the new one where he plays Mr. Rogers, Wonderful Day in the Neighborhood or something?
I don't know if I saw that one. I think I saw the one where he was Walt Disney.
Didn't see that one.
Yeah.
What else? What have I seen with Tom Hanks recently that I liked? Sully was okay. Did you see Sully?
Yeah, I like that.
It follows the story of
the Hudson Landing.
Yeah, the Hudson Landing. I thought that was.
It was good. That was a good one, man. You know, there's a lot of good movies out there. I know you're not a gamer. If there's any gamers out there, I don't know how big of a gaming listening we have, but I am really looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077.
What's that all about?
So Cyberpunk 2077 is based on a board game that was called Cyberpunk 2020. And it takes place in a dystopian future where corporations run the world, you know, kind of likely to happen. It's more 80s themed with like the retro colors, like the neon colors, and also you like jack into stuff. Mm-hmm. It's made by CD Projekt Red, who made Witcher 3, which was one of the best role-playing games ever created. And as far as modern gaming studios go, CD Projekt Red cares about the gamer, because they make full content, give free downloadable content afterwards, free updates and all these other things. Like other companies will make you pay for that stuff, you know, and they don't always release completed games. And so it's a gaming studio that's really taking care of this project well. That's a renowned gaming studio that worked with Mike Pondsmith, I believe is his name, and that's the creator of Cyberpunk 2077. It's going to be a phenomenal game. It's first-person based. It's in Night City, which is based on the West Coast, kind of like a dystopian LA. I'm going to lose some hours on that. I'm gonna be disappearing. You know, my girlfriend's going to get mad at me when that game comes out.
Now, when is this coming out?
So I'm okay if they push it back, because I'm all for that perfection product. But they said April of 2020.
So it's coming quick.
So that's coming quick, but it's okay if they delay it. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
You know, because they're trying to make a product that is.
And so it's going to be what, Xbox One, PS4?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll release it on PC as well.
Okay.
It's going to be so much fun, man.
I still got to get my PS4 fixed.
I could just talk about this game for like 15 minutes easily.
I know how you get with your games, dude.
Yeah.
You get very dialed in. And I can get that way. I've said it before, I'm a sports guy, you know, so I like NASCAR and football and stuff. But Red Dead, I lost a lot of time on. That was the last game I really got into.
So and Red Dead was a masterpiece. That story made me cry. It was beautifully done. Arthur Morgan, you know, he has a powerful first name, you know, for the things like that happened. And but one thing that's really cool, so in Rockstar's game, Red Dead, it's a specific story arc. But in the Cyberpunk 2077, there's multiple ways to complete each mission, and so the world is going to change based on every little decision that you make in the game. So the replayability is very strong, because you can make slightly different decisions and see how it affects the world differently. So it's going to be a lot of fun to play.
Those intricate games are kind of fun. I mean, you saw a little bit of that with RD2. You know,
a little bit
with how you could, if you choose to do this, if you're, you know, there was 3 or 4 different ways for the storyline to end, depending on how evil or.
That is true. That is actually true. Yeah, they had some variance in there,
which was nice.
I mean, it is nice.
I rushed through that game though, man. That's what happens to me is I don't just sit back and enjoy the ride. Mm-hmm. You know, I got so dialed in and just wanted to get through the game.
What's the next mission? What's the next mission?
On to the next. The next. Not really screwing around a whole lot. Just let's get through the game. And by doing that, I missed out on a couple things, though.
You gotta, just like in real life, sometimes take a moment just to sit back and smell the flowers. You know, you gotta You got to look at the clouds for a minute, and just enjoy that moment that you're in. So some mornings when I'm on my way up to the office, 18th floor, I'm going up that elevator. If no one else is in there and I'm bumping music, I'm going to dance in that elevator ferociously.
You do elevator dancing
to get the day started? Yeah. If no one else is in there and it's going up, I'll start like busting moves, and I feel like I look cool, and it gets my energy right when I walk in the door. It gets my energy right.
Hey, whatever works, man. I typically like to listen to music pretty aggressively in my car on my way to work. I'll play a song to get me fired up, get me in the zone. Other days I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll just show up and do the best I can.
Yeah.
Just to make it through the day.
It's hard to be 100 every day.
It's hard to be 100 every day.
It is.
Sometimes you got to be, though. But
I mean, as long as you try to give it 100. So, would you rather be able to read minds or predict the future?
I feel like we've had something similar. Would you rather than in the past on this one?
Well, we've had like a bunch of episodes, and so they're gonna kind of be similar. But
I guess. Yeah.
I know I haven't. The reading minds or predicting the future. I don't think we've done this one.
That's reading minds or predicting future. I feel like I'd probably. I mean, if you predict the future, you almost can do a little bit of mind reading, don't you think?
So when I was kind of putting it together and thinking about the psychology behind it, reading minds would be like a now thing. So I'm able to read a mind right now.
Okay.
Opposed to being able to see or predict the future. That's more of a bigger thing. I guess you could make, if you knew something was going to happen, then you could then prepare for that and to circumstantially help you however you decide. Whereas if you could read minds, then, it'd be great in sales or different things like that, because then you could, circumstantially help you in the now. So it's kind of like help myself now by being able to read minds, or, for the future. That's kind of what I was thinking.
That's tough. I was
putting it together.
That's tough because there's a lot of pros out of both.
Yeah.
Reading minds, predicting the future. I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't really want to know what people are thinking.
I could agree with that.
It gets a little bit ornery. Knowing what people are really thinking about. So
yeah.
But knowing the future can almost be alarming too, because then you're going to make. I don't know. That's tough, man. I'll probably go with the future.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but so if you could read minds, though, you could pick and choose when you're reading minds, right? It's not like constant.
Well, yeah, you could turn it on or off. I get that.
Yeah.
But my curiosity would get the best of me. I'd be like, "What's this?
What's the future gonna happen?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably do the future thing too, because it'd be fun to know what happens.
Well, sure, because then I could be like, "Look, guys, the coronavirus, it's gonna die out. 2021. Here's what's going on."
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. But people wouldn't necessarily believe you either. So it's like
that is true.
So it's like, what are you gonna do with this power? Like, if you know it, how do you? Do you keep it to yourself? Do you tell people about it, or
you probably got to keep it? You kind of tight-lipped.
Benefit yourself.
Probably tight-lipped, I think. Maybe a couple people can know about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well, I guess you could. I wonder if you could see the future, if you could only see the direct future that is going to happen right now, or if you could also see like, okay, what if this happened? Then could you branch off and see that future? So then you could see multiple futures without those things that cause that alternate future to happen, without that happening yet. Because if that was the power, then I'd be like all about it. Because then I'd be like, okay, what's this decision going to do for me for the rest of my life? And then I'll just
then you would know.
Yeah.
Then you would know.
And then I'm like, well, I'm staying away from that one.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing that.
Wasn't there was a movie though I watched, because it always comes back to movies, or where the future, knowing the future did not benefit well. Because then it almost, maybe I'm thinking of Deja Vu. I don't know. Did you ever see that with Denzel?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that one.
Not that he's able to see the future per se, but it's almost like he goes back. They try sending him back in time, and a couple, like 2-3 days, this incident happened in New Orleans, and then he comes back to the current point, and then it's just present again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then you got like the Terminator. The Terminator, John Connor gets sent back from the future to protect. The Terminator gets sent back to protect John Connor. From the future, so that he is ready to lead the human race in the future. But by doing that, it changed everything.
The future.
So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's whatever rules we would want to make up then, technically. Like, what kind of rules do we want to make up for this future seeing ability or this mind reading ability? I'm leaning toward seeing the future, being able to think of what is going to happen and see that alternative future, so then that way I could delegate what kind of decisions I make and be able to see all different variations of the future based on a decision.
I agree with that. I think that's the best way to look at it.
Yeah.
Being able to make the best decision, knowing what's going to happen if you do this. You know, what happens if I do that? I don't know. If everybody had that ability, though, it'd be a crazy world.
You know, because, see, the thing is you can't trust everybody to use it for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, somebody's going to bend the rules and somebody's going to do things that only benefit themselves. And
people are always going to find the loophole.
Yeah, that ruins things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's the problem, too, is like you can have enough. You can have plenty by having a portion of the pie. Like, you don't need 3/4 of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I would use it in a selfless way. That would benefit myself, obviously, so I could have a great lifestyle. But
I think that's fair. That seems like the right approach.
yeah,
I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's all I had for Would You Rathers, man.
I didn't even think about Would You Rather tonight because I get so used to. Usually, you take the reins on that when we have a guest. It's kind of weird not having a guest here tonight.
You know, you guys are our guests.
You guys,
and honestly, I don't know what we could do to get listeners more involved. Maybe if you guys want us to talk about a certain subject, or you're interested in hearing our opinion about it, that could be a lot of fun.
We could do. I noticed our good buddy John X over there at John of All Trades. You know, our good buddy.
Okay.
He did a mailbag episode this week.
Okay, what's that?
You know, because he's a solo. You know, most of his show is just him and a guest. So when he does a solo, it's just him, right? So he does a mailbag show, which I haven't had a chance to listen to yet. But John of All Trades podcast, check him out. And basically, he has fans write in questions, submit topics to talk about, and John goes through and says, "Okay, this, that, and the other."
Oh, that's fun.
We could, we could make that our own kind of thing.
We could even
Not a mailbag per se, but
we could even come up with like a riddle that we do at the end of the show, and then people could submit their answers, and we give like the answer at the beginning of the next show.
We could,
but it could be like a riddle that's based on our opinion. So it's not like something that you could go online and research. It's like, what do you think Kevin and Arthur would think about this sort of thing?
Yeah, we could do something like that.
I don't know.
It'd be fun to get some fan engagement. Have you guys kind of write in. You know, we did the Sober October Challenge, which was fun. We got our listeners involved with that.
I got to get back on that, like, working out daily thing, because I was looking better. Man, I don't know if y'all look at the photos from October till now. Woo! Husky boy.
You know, it
little
happens.
Husky.
It happens. A little bit of that winter
a little
time.
husky.
A little bit of that grubbing. You know?
Oh man, but you know, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sober October again. It's already been 5 months.
Oh, I mean, why does it? Some of the days last so long, but then the time just flies by.
Who won that competition again?
It was Jeff.
Well, no, that was our listener, but between you and I.
Oh, you did, because I didn't complete it because I drank 21 days in. I failed.
That's right, I won.
Kevin did win. Did I end up putting up more points out of just I'm still going to put up more points?
I think that you might have.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's
really
okay.
Sure,
I think you took me by, like, either way you won, because but it was, like we've talked about, it was winning for everybody because it changed my mindset. I don't drink nearly as much as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've kind of changed a little bit since then.
Yeah, I felt good during Sober October. You know, I slept good. I was taking my recover from Mountain Maid. Really got some good rest. And we're going to do it again this year. We're going to do another Sober October challenge. I don't know if we need to do fitness this time. I think, it's early enough in the year, guys. I think you should send in what you think we should do.
What could be the challenge?
What should the challenge be? We'll get Mountain Maid
that
involved
everybody
again.
Could do.
Mountain Maid will do another giveaway. Let's get a Sober October challenge going again.
I'm with it. We should still have some fitness in there, though, just because that helps.
I mean, it could be, I don't know. It doesn't have to be working out per se, because we did points for how much exercise you were doing and this and that. We could do, like, you got to spend X amount of hours doing this. It doesn't necessarily need to be exercise. Just something to better yourself. It was like Rogan and those guys. They did this past year. They did it where they needed to take, I think, 6 to 10 classes in something. So like 1 week they did, a book class and then yoga class and all this other stuff to kind of better their skills. I don't know. Guys, come up with some ideas. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we'll brainstorm on it regardless. So the other day, it was actually last Thursday, I get to work and I go to the elevators. Talking about the elevators again here, man, these things. And and all of the doors are open. They're all on the ground floor. Doors are open, all the lights are on, and like nothing's happening.
A little bit of maintenance or what?
I don't know. Something. They're down. They're just sitting there.
To take the stairs.
Yeah. So I didn't have to.
18 flights of stairs.
I didn't have to.
But you did.
I did. I wanted to like almost prove it to myself, and I only did this because people be warned. A lot of times those doors are locked. Like you could walk there. It's an exit path. It's not an entry path. So the door is locked on the 18th floor from the stairwell to the actual. But one of my buddies is always in there early, and I knew he'd be there to let me in, and he was. So thank God for that. And then
that helps.
And then as I walk in, less than 2 minutes later, other people walk in, and I'm like, did you guys take the elevator? They're like, yeah, duh. And I'm like, so if I would have just waited.
You would have been able to take the elevator.
The amount of time but it felt good to be able to do 18 flights. I had to pause on the 10th for a little bit, just catch my breath for 10 seconds.
So you made it 10 flights nonstop and then.
Yeah, and then powered the rest out. It was good. I mean, I should almost do that daily.
Stair climbing, man, that'll burn some calories.
Yeah.
That'll burn 18 flights?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hike, man. I'd have to drink a lot of water, get myself back in shape to do that.
I'm pretty surprised I was able to.
Really?
Yeah, man. I mean, because sometimes, you got to test yourself. Like, if you haven't been doing it in a while and, sometimes it's good to, like, test what you're capable of. Like, what if I had to fireman carry somebody? Could I carry somebody up a hill away from danger? Like, I'd like to think I could do that.
It's good to be mentally prepared for that and physically prepared. Test your strength here and there. If I had an office building, I'd probably take the stairs sometimes. I live on the third floor of an apartment, so I do 3 flights of stairs at least a couple times a day.
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down.
I mean, that's still beneficial. That has to be beneficial.
I mean, and I make it like a workout. Like if I'm hoofing groceries up, I'm let's make this a workout. Let's get her done.
Oh yeah, a little 90-second interval.
Yeah. a little bit of a sprint up and down, So
I mean, we're mile high, baby. You'll get winded.
Yeah, I feel like I've adapted to that though a little bit.
Well, I mean, sensory adaptation, it happens.
I suppose. I know when I leave town for a little bit and come back, I feel it.
Yeah. Or when you go down low, you could have a bunch of drinks.
Oh yeah, when I was sea level, when I was doing that cruise on Carnival I was telling you about, the thing about drinking at sea level is you get a buzz real quick. Like
Do you?
Well, you'll catch the buzz, like you're drinking, you're like, all right, I'm feeling it, and then it's gone.
I don't feel like I catch it really quick.
Really?
Yeah.
What happens to you then?
I mean, it's just, you just kind of keep drinking, and like unless you're drinking hard liquor or something that's actually like gonna have some punch with it, then I'm getting to a point where I don't necessarily. I've always kind of had an adverse feeling to alcohol, like where
you've had a problem with this since I met you.
Yeah,
not drinking problem, but like the way you react to it.
Yeah, like my body, like if I drink cheap stuff or too much too fast, I'll get like short of breath.
You get a little bit of that Asian flush.
And it's just, I don't know if it's really, as I'm growing older, it's kind of becoming less of a priority. Like, I might have 2 or 3 beverages on a weeknight, but I'm not going that hard anymore. I don't want to. I don't even want to.
You definitely feel better, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Our good buddy Mark, he's been sober since Sober October.
Yeah, from booze.
From booze. I mean, and yeah, he's doing awesome with that. So
yeah, man, way to do that, Mark.
Absolutely, Mark. He's getting it done. He's up in the mountains right now, I think.
Is he?
Yeah, he's doing a job up there.
Oh yeah, he was telling me he's going to be out of town this week.
Yeah, he's up in I think Rifle or Meeker or somewhere up there.
It's probably pretty fun.
We need to get him back on the show here in the next couple of months.
We should
have Mark on. We haven't heard from him since episode 13.
Yeah, he's a good man. We love Mark.
We love Mark.
He's helped set up some of the video stuff. He's kind of always been a little bit behind the scenes with DCPC.
Yeah, he has. And Mark's always one of those guys I can call for advice on what's going on. I'm like, hey man, this is what I'm dealing with. What do you think?
Yeah.
And it's good to have friends like that, man. Pretty fortunate.
Learning from other people's woes. I mean, that's what's important about having friends, or that's one benefit. There's a lot of benefits, but that's one benefit to having friends. Is hopefully you respect what they've been through and respect what they tell you and their opinions, because they may have already made some of the mistakes for you. And like, I feel fortunate being a younger brother because, I got to see some of the mistakes of my older brother. I mean, I've made a ton of my own mistakes too on the way.
Absolutely.
But it's good to be able to take a moment to have somebody that could give some thoughtful advice to a scenario.
It takes a while to appreciate that too. When I was young, dumb, and 10 feet tall and bulletproof, I had to learn a lot of those lessons on my own.
Yeah.
You know, had to figure it out the hard way. Had to take some blows, roll with the punches, take some grenades in the trenches.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little extreme, but I did some dumb shit in my early 20s. You remember me then? I was a bit of a wild man.
Yeah, I think you're probably still a wild man behind closed doors.
Maybe.
Yeah, look at that beard. I could tell.
I mean, it's possible.
I could tell.
You can tell what?
Tell you're a wild man.
In regard to what?
In regard to your festering energy.
It's a possibility.
You have this energy about you that is slowly building. I could see it, and you wait until the doors are closed, and then he's a wild man behind doors.
So what, you think I just go home and just start just sirens wailing, or
however you wild out? I
mean,
guarantee you.
I don't know, man. I didn't really think about it that way. I might. I know I've dialed in a lot of things in the last 10, 15 years. I'll tell you that. But I'm still me, and wild K-Bat does come out from time to time. You pour a little bit of whiskey on it. It could be a long night.
I wouldn't say I'm so wild as more as like, what is he thinking? Like, what did he just say? Sort of like, where is this going? That's how I wild out, is like with kind of randomness.
You could be a little bit pretty random, I think. There's times where you'll call me up during the week, and we don't have any topic of conversation. You just call me just to call me. And that's how you know you have a true friend.
Well, I'm like, hey, dude, I'm getting off the bus.
Yeah, that's you. It's like there's no substance to this conversation.
That's good.
You're just like, hey, man, I just figured I'd call you.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, man, cool. Podcast Wednesday night? Yep. All right, we'll see you then.
I mean, you can only do so much brainstorming.
Yeah, I mean, we brainstorm a little bit, but that's how you know you got those good friends. They just call just to, hey, man, see how you're doing.
Yeah, it's good to stay in touch with people.
I try to do the best I can. I'm a lot busier now than I was. I don't have as much free time to do all the calls, but there's definitely people on my call list that I rotate through and just see how they're doing, man.
Yeah.
I got to do better at talking with your brother, though.
Oh, the douche.
I've just been busy, man. He probably feels like I'm ignoring him, but I'm not.
I mean, dude, these weeks demand time.
It's tough, man. The weeks go quick, and then this, and then the weekends hit, and you enjoy that, and then it's back to doing it all over again.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's life, though. I'm not trying to bitch, moan, and complain. I love my life. I'm very fortunate to do what I do.
Yeah.
But...
So how you feeling on this? So we invested a nice little pretty penny in this mixing equipment. That it's auto mixing our audio on the fly to level it all out. And Kevin's over here hitting buttons. He's responsible for these camera cuts.
You guys could probably see it.
He's doing a good job, man. I think he's doing a good job.
It's solo app, so we'll bring you behind the scenes. I mean, you can see this apparatus right here. This is what controls all the cameras.
Yeah.
If you're just listening, you guys are missing out. Head over to YouTube and go to the Discussion Combustion YouTube channel. But this is a great piece of equipment, and I'll do a free shout out to Roland. They build great stuff.
Yeah, we like Roland.
This is the same board that Joe Rogan uses over at JRE. So we wanted to use the best equipment we could. And this is what's brought it to YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's quick camera changes. I can jump around.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not too quick though, man. Maybe we wanna. I don't know what the art is. Like, we're kind of just going off on the fly with this. Like, we're learning as we're doing it. We're like setting up the cameras, trying to get it all right. And
yeah,
I think it's fun, man.
There's definitely an art
to it.
to it.
A little production.
There's definitely an art to it.
Discussion, combustion, production.
Discussion, combustion, production. That's a tongue twister, bro. Say that 3 times fast.
Yes, and this production is brought to you by Discussion, Combustion,
Production.
Go ahead and look for your vacation destination.
Oh, man.
I don't know. It's fun rhyming words. So my girlfriend told me the other day that, like, she's like, what is it with you? You love to do these things in the threes. And because I'm like, babe, I love you. You're beautiful, smart, and sexy. I'll say 3 things. And she's like, you're always doing it in threes.
That's nice.
For DCPC, it's critical, accepting, and loving. She's like, what's with you in threes? I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been in sales so long that I feel like I know why. It's because when they taught me how to write essays as a kid, you wanted 3 points in your essay before you concluded, and I think that's why.
We should have asked Megan if that was one of her points to how her students write essays.
Is the 3-point, like, introduction, body, right. Conclusion.
Yeah, I remember getting into some writing.
Yeah,
back in school. Again, it was like my lyrics. It was always kind of predictable when I would do that.
Well, what would you write about?
Probably just I don't know, man. I came up with storylines. I remember we had in my creative writing class, we had to write like this whole scenario of like what would be your ideal situation in like 20 years or something. Like we basically were writing a letter to ourselves, and I remember getting really creative with mine, and going through this whole scenario about how, because this was at a time where I was into wrestling, like John X and I were talking about when he was on the WWF at the time.
Yeah.
And I wrote this big elaborate story about how I got called to do this, that, and the other, and go be a professional wrestler, which. Good thing I didn't pursue that career.
It'd be a tough life.
I don't have the build for it. It'd be a tough life. You're on the road a lot. I mean, being a performer, that's something I've always wanted to do. So I wrote a lot about that type of stuff.
Yeah. So I forget the name of the movie. It was Ghost. It was like not Ghost in the Shell. That's an anime. It was like something about ghosts, and it was about these guys that went to Africa and had to hunt these 2 lions down. Had Val Kilmer in it or something. Was that the guy in it? But either way, when I was in like grade school, I wrote a story that kind of was evolved around like this like man-eating lion, and like it was called Fear, I think is what it was called.
Do you remember what it was about?
Yeah, it was about a man-eating lion.
Well, I mean, I gathered that from the title, but what was kind of some of the meat of the story?
There was this tent scene. Where they're in this tent and like and like the lion or whatever that I had in it is getting into the tent, and I had description in there of like bones and stuff, like wherever its lair was. My mom found this like within the last couple of years, and like she was like, oh, look at this short story you wrote as a kid, and I was like reading, I was like, God, I was like, geez, where is my little head at here with this Fear story about.
When was the last time you went through and read it?
Oh, it's been several years, like 3 to 4 years or something.
It's always funny to go back and read stuff that you wrote, many moons ago.
I give myself a dap, old me.
Do you really?
If old me could see future me, he would see future me giving a dap.
Sounds a little bit like a stoner comment, I feel like.
Well, when you've already opened up your mind to this broader horizon of viewing life in a different way, like where it's not all so definitive, things can, how do I know if that's true or not? Mm-hmm. Unless if I've actually seen it done or something. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a little abstract with thought processing.
I suppose.
It makes life more entertaining. I'm then getting entertainment from just how I perceive the world around me, which is fun. It probably brings a smile on my face. Also keeps me alive longer because I'm jovial. I'm like like having fun being stupid.
You definitely you got a good energy about you, man. I've always
I try my best, man.
I've always loved that, man. You always it's fun to work with you. We show up to do this project, and even when I'm in bad mood, you'll come down and fucking harass me, and be like, hey, man, let's just just calm down. And sometimes I need that because I get a little bit upset.
We all need that sometimes. I need reminders too. We could all get off the rails a little bit, but
it's easy to do.
That's part of it. You got to expect there to be trials and tribulations. And no, I've said it a bunch of times, but it's true. Like, problems are a part of life. You should expect them to happen, and you should enjoy problems because within problems, that you learn yourself when your back is up against the wall. That's when you learn yourself. You're not gonna, if you're doing things the easy way, then you're not going to learn. You have to try something hard. Like, push yourself a little bit.
Yeah, you got to challenge yourself. Otherwise you get stuck in a routine. We talked about it earlier. Sometimes it takes the hard times. It takes feeling a little bit defeated to be able to climb out, grab the bull by the horns, let it rip, tater chip, all those things.
Absolutely. And guys, I mean, we're really appreciative of everybody's support. We have a lot of drive. We have a mission purpose to do this. But we do have great listeners that have been around we're just over a year old at this point. So Discussion Combustion is bigger because of everybody that participates and everybody's energy. We can feel it, and like, let's finish out the week strong. Let's continue to believe and achieve, man. Let's visit Discussion Combustion at Gmail to hit us up. Go to our sponsors' websites, of course, mountainmade.life, woameat.com. And let's just keep this energy moving, and let's stay in control. I like what Megan said last week. Control yourself.
Hashtag control yourself. That was a good one. I did like that. And man, we're gonna keep rolling. We're gonna keep doing what we do.
Rolling on the Roland.
That's right. Rolling on the Roland. We got
Yeah.
great, as always, great content coming your way. We're going to keep producing. As long as you guys tune in, we're going to keep putting out episodes. That's what it's all about. Even if you don't tune in,
we're going to put
episodes.
them out. It's just fun for us.
It's just a great time. Great community, though. We're really excited about what we're doing here in the Denver scene, and looking forward to a lot of great guests coming out here in 2020. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
Hell of a ride. And it has been, and it's going to continue to be. Everybody, believe and achieve it, Believe and achieve it. You can do it. You just got to set your mind to it.
And let her rip, Tater Chip, as I like to say, as always. Guys, Facebook.com, Discussion Combustion Podcast, Instagram, hit us up over there, Twitter. Like Art said, we're over on Gmail as well. Send us an email if you got something to inquire about, questions, concerns, you want to come on the show. It's going to be great.
We're here for y'all. I would love to hear some batshit crazy random topic that you want us to talk about. That would be fun for me to be like, oh, what is this topic? Okay, let's dive in, because we're explicit content. We'll talk about anything on here. And if the listeners request, we're probably going to oblige.
Yeah, within reason.
Yeah,
within reason.
Probably going to oblige.
Yeah, we probably will.
Yeah.
I like to
If they ask us to kiss each other on camera, I may do it.
No.
I may do it.
I'm not going to do that.
It's because your beard's looking so good.
I mean, I'm not, I love everybody, but I'm not doing that. That's just not something I'm thinking about doing.
It would just be a kiss on the cheek.
I don't know about all that, bro. I love you, but...
We're going to catch you guys next week,
Yeah, we'll be back next week, guys.
48.
That's right. We'll be back for 48. This was a wrap on 47. The video launch was here. I think it was a great success. You guys have had a good look at the studio, a good look of what's going on around here. Proudly coming to you from Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, keep tuning in, y'all.
Keep tuning in.
And we don't want to beat it to get death with this. I'm sure people who want to subscribe just subscribe.
Right.
So if you're one of those people and you want to do that, then we appreciate it. We're not going to tell people what to do.
No, of course not. You guys get tired of hearing that. Everybody gets, hey, like, subscribe. Everybody's familiar with that. But it does help the visibility of the show and things like that. You guys already know that. You support us long enough. So if you are just listening, guys, you made it this far, definitely head to YouTube. Cast that sucker to your TV when you get home. Have a cold beer. Watch us sit here and banter and have great conversations. That's the mission of it. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. Video podcast here at Denver, Colorado. We'll be back next week. Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Catch you then.